I just I've realized that protests look different, and I really wanted to just say to people that I know that a lot of us are out protesting and we are fighting and we're marching and we're showing up in numbers, and that is all great. But I really want us to understand that if our lives, if our very lives, have not become a living protest, then we really have missed the mark. Because protest isn't just situational or circumstantial. It isn't, a black man gets killed and now we want to march. Or we've been marching. Every time a black man gets killed, we march, and then we go home to do the same stuff, or to, show up in the same ways for the same systematic oppression and government setup that has been since we've been here, since we've been dragged to this America. My point is that there has to be more than marching, people. It has to be more than signs. It has to be more than hashtags. It needs to look like where we spend our money. It needs to look like what we give our attention to. It needs to look like, where we decide to live and how we vote, and who we vote for, and how we support local government, and that system. I think it also looks like looking at how our work can no longer just be work about the things that we love, but how do we integrate our fight for justice, our fight for equality, our fight for our rights? How do we integrate uplifting people of color, queer people, LGBTQ people, black and brown people up in our work? How do you expand your work to be involved where your work is a protest? The stuff that you create with your time and your energy and your efforts is a protest to the system. See, y'all don't understand me. See, I'm the kind of person, I don't eat certain fast food restaurants. Like you would not catch me at no Chick-fil-A. The moment that I find out that Chick-fil-A is sending money and spending money on and donating to anti-gay organizations, you don't get no more money from me. But I do see LGBTQ people in line to get some Chick-fil-A. It's stuff like that. For instance, for me, protest. When Sandra Bland, was killed after she was arrested for a turn signal violation. She was hung in her cell. No one was brought any charges. No one was arrested for her death, and they said that it was a suicide. That turned me off in a way that I don't even want to drive. I stopped driving. I don't drive to this day. I don't want to contribute to gas. I don't want to contribute to car industry. I don't want to contribute to any of that stuff. So that's just these small ways that I personally protest. And in my own life, and even in my work, y'all see me naked all the time, thinking I'm in there just because I want to show my ass. No, I could really care less. I'm protesting the ideology that queer people can't show their bodies, that gay bodies aren't beautiful. I am protesting with my magazine. Every time you see me up on that cover, I am protesting the fact that we don't have enough queer people of color faces on media, on the cover of magazines. And so I say all that to say that you have to figure out in your own creative way, in your own gifted, beautiful, magnificent way, how to make your very life, your work, a protest, and how to make sure your protest lives way beyond just marching with your girlfriend and them who never marched before, who want to march for the first time, but you go back and you live your life that is feeding the system of oppression that we are struggling to break. Think about it. How to make your life a protest.